Let's take some time to review all of the changes that we have made to the corridor since we started in the beginning. I'm going to focus on a tool that we can use to review a lot of the changes that we made to the corridor along the way. If we go up to the Home tab and we go find the Explorer tool, we can use the Explorer tool to browse and manage the content within our file. If we open up the Explorer tool, you'll notice we have a tab over here called Open Roads Model. And the Open Roads Model manages all the civil data that's in the DGN file. So if we expand the Open Roads Model list here, you'll see it shows us the alignments, shows us the corridors, and also shows us any reference files that have civil data in them. If we take a little closer look at the corridors and we expand the corridors folder here, you'll see it shows us the feature definition that we use to define the corridor. If we continue expanding, you'll see that we have a corridor named London Road. If we click on that, it'll highlight in our 2D plan view. And if we keep expanding and drilling down further, you'll see now we have all different corridor objects associated with the corridor. So we have our templates, our components, features, point controls, key stations, secondary alignments, all this stuff. And notice there's a little arrow next to each one of those. That indicates that there's template drops that you can go and review. If we select the template drop, you can see those will highlight in the 2D view as well. And if we click on each template drop, they'll highlight. So this is a good way to know where these template drops are graphically in the plan view. If we right click on a template drop, we have access to some other tools that we can use with the templates. And the same functionality works through every corridor object in the list. So if we come down here, you can review your point controls that we've created for the project. If you right click, you can get access to the point control properties, remove the point controls or delete them. We can zoom to them, isolate them. So this is a very handy tool to browse and manage your data that's inside of the corridor or inside of your civil DGN file. You can locate our key stations, our secondary alignments. You can see everything that we've created and manipulated along the way through the course. You can see all the different end condition exceptions that we've made, as well as the parametric constraints and the target aliases. So all that stuff is listed and managed and set up in an organized manner in the Open Roads model over here. If we go down to the bottom here, you can see the reference files that were attached. It knows that these files have civil data in them. So it also keeps track of the data inside of those as well. So if you take a look at, say, the SR97 corridor that was referenced in as a reference file, you can also see the corridor objects and other civil data that are associated with that particular corridor. And that works for any of the reference files. So this is a pretty useful tool here. I'd recommend you have this open at all times when you're working with corridors. Just a good way to look at your data as you're working along and just provide some good organization for you, as well as access to some other tools. If you don't like using the ribbon interface or some of the other tools, we have access to a lot of the tools here as well, strict right inside of the Open Roads model, just by right clicking on each item in the list.